So what do you think about new RealTime API?
First, I didn't believe it, but when you actually try it, it's a totally different experience. Real step where finally we have the experience that is not annoying.
You said not annoying. What do you mean? What has changed?
I can talk fast, I can talk slow, and it always gets me. Sometimes I feel like humans talk slower between each other.
Absolutely. I can help you test real-time voice capabilities. I can converse with you.
Yeah, we know what you can do. Can you tell us the weather in New York right now?
The current temperature in New York is 11.7 degrees Celsius, with a wind speed of 15.2 kilometers per hour.
What do you think about the use cases?
In my opinion, we are definitely ready with voice, the lowest hanging fruits. Really not obvious.
Wow. It will help to get a better performance from your ads, from your marketing. New companies that wants to start using voice AI. What do you think, what should be the next steps? How they should approach building their first AI agent? Welcome to the very first episode of our new podcast. My name is Nazar. I'm co-founder of BotsCrew, and today I'm joined by my fellow co-founder Max. And this podcast, we will be talking about what's new in AI and what we are cooking with AI at BotsCrew. So Max, why do we need this podcast?
That's a great question. All right, so I really am a big fan of Simon Sinek and his concept of the why, what, and how. So I'll try to answer this question in this concept. So in general, why we decided to have this podcast is from the why, right? Is because, first of all, because of our clients, because of our partners, because of our strategic advisors that we often talk with about what's new in AI, what new tech we're building, right? And we are sharing this with each of them personally. And the goal that I see myself for this podcast is to have this ability to share kind of more publicly with it, with all of them right away. So they're in their car, just driving to their work and listening to us and actually get some insights from the real world of where tech meets business and where the latest AI advancements are actually improving the business process, etc. Right? So the why is to share this with a bit of bigger group for once, so I don't repeat myself on each of these conversations. And more important, not forget to share some important things with other people. For example, I share it with one client, never shared it with another client, and not fair. Right? So that's that. And I see the what is, of course, discussing newest advancements in AI, generative AI specifically, LLMs, what we are building, sharing some projects, etc. And how, through the stories, through real-world examples of our projects, of what we see on the market, what we read, and pretty much have this talk like we typically have you and me in the bars, in the restaurants, right? Right. It's been a while when we had this. So to meet you more, right? We need to talk more. That's the key reason.
Is it a good place?
Yeah. So that's that. So what do you think we should discuss today?
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I think we both are more like on hands with building products, working closely with our clients and teams. You know, every day, every 2 weeks, there's something new. You're sharing it internally, talking with our clients, partners. But I think it's time to share more, you know, with not only one-on-one calls, but really launch something. So, yeah, cool. So what do you think about new RealTime API? It's been 2 weeks since it was released. You know, we had a lot of talks in a company about it. But what excites you the most about it?
I mean, for me, the first time I saw it, even the demo, first I didn't believe it, right? It was like, typically when you see this type of demos, in the past at least, from voice tech, they're typically really well cut, right? Speed up a bit, so it looks fantastic, right? But when you actually try it, it's a totally different experience. So when our team actually built this prototype based on the API that OpenAI released, I was shocked, right? For me, it was from 0 to 1, real step where finally we have the experience that is not annoying, that is just there, right? So it's comfortable to talk with it, and I feel that the interest to voice will be growing drastically this next month What do you think?
You said not annoying. What do you mean? What has changed? Like, what's the main difference? Wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like, first of all, the way it understands me. I'm not an English speaker natively, right? Right? And I can talk fast, I can talk slow, and it always gets me, right? And the level of understanding, that's first. Second one is speed of reaction, which I think is the biggest progress, right? Because before that, and we can talk more about why this is happening, and maybe you can share that. But before that, when you were talking with this voice chatbot, whatever, IVR, there was a really big delay, not natural delay, after I said something and after I received the reply. And now this was cut to milliseconds. I don't even feel it. Sometimes I feel like humans talk slower between each other than this. And then the third one is actually just natural voice of it, the speed of it. It's just there, right? So for me, it's those three items. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's like, I think it's a game changer, right? But number one thing, like you said, it's no friction now.
Yeah.
So it's low latency. It actually feels like talking to a human because there's no delay. And then what I liked a lot as well is you can interrupt it. Like,
that's one.
When you start, it's still answering, but you're saying, hey, no, it's not what I'm asked. Or actually, I forgot to say something. It stops immediately, starts responding immediately. Was like, wow, to me for that.
Yeah, that's great. That was annoying me too, actually, before. So you have to listen to the very end.
Huh?
Yeah, it annoys me.
And then if you interrupt, it's just stopped. Previously it was just stopping and just waiting until you finish. And then there's some extra seconds of like awful silence. So it's a big change. And for developers, what's changed right now, you don't need to, put together a bunch of different APIs to do, first voice to text, then use an LLM to generate a response and, generate voice back from this text. So now it's just one API, voice in, voice out, and works really, really smooth. I think we'll do a demo today, right?
That would be awesome if we can record it.
Yeah, sure. I think we will do it.
Awesome. Yeah, for me, it was just amazing.
What do you think about the use cases? Like, what are those low-hanging fruits, like that our customers, our clients, and businesses can start using immediately? Like we talked with you, like no bullshit use cases, but like real use cases businesses can benefit from.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like we always try to do it that way. So when the technology is ready and the use case is clear, we try to mix those. So in my opinion, we are definitely ready with voice. The lowest hanging fruits, really not obvious, but customer service.
Wow.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a new concept. But anyways, with this, are you like either you're a big business or smaller business, doesn't matter. It will allow you to really automate customer service inquiries, not just basic inquiries like, hey, what are your opening hours, etc., but also inquiries that would require some sort of third-party information or data that you have to send to our voice agent. For example, what's the status of my order, right? Even with this demo that our team built, we already show that, hey, even we have voice and we have API calls to get some information from the third parties, there's still, the experience is not broken. There is no delay. So I feel like the customer service is definitely the lowest hanging fruits. And I think what we should do and what we will do for sure, and for those customers who are listening to us right now, who already have our customer service chatbots, for whom we automate up to 90% of customer service inquiries, now the voice is there, and we definitely should connect it to just your phone. And I think that your clients will be happy, not just because of the experience. We can choose different voices. They will be always professionals, but also they are always there 24/7. You can call. Some of our clients work 9 to 5. After 5, they're even not answering customer calls. And typically people are asking those questions outside of working hours. For example, if I bought something in the store, refrigerator now, and it stops working, whatever. Typically I am working, then I come home, finally I can deal with that, and I call the support and, hey, we're not available at the moment, come back to us 9 a.m. Monday. And like for the whole weekend, I can't have my food in the fridge. Not good. Yeah. So that's the first one. what would be the next obvious one, the low-hanging fruit in your opinion?
I want us to automate this first, to be honest, because you know my story. I was, for those who don't know me, I was a victim of identity theft in the US. So my data, my social security number was taken. Somebody took a bunch of loans, opened a lot of credit cards in the US, bought 2 cars under my name. So I had like 120K in debt that wasn't mine. So I hired a lawyer, and we were going through all this stuff. Like I think we were calling like 15 different banks and financial organizations, like explaining the situation. And the customer service is really horrible. It's like you calling Bank of America, Chase, like all those big banks, Honda dealerships and stuff. You have to wait. Sometimes I always want to call with the lawyer and be waiting for like 20, 30 minutes just to get somebody on the phone. And the cases were very simple. In the end, they were asking me a few questions, filling up the form on their computer, and sending me response to my mail or email. I was like, why I should be wasting my time on that, So yeah, customer service. It's like a number one, I think, a priority, but it will take time.
But identity theft and banks, maybe do you think they're ready to do that? Like banks automating their customer service? Because like when we talk to banks, even with chatbots, especially in the US, right? They're quite like skeptic. They're not ready in many cases. I know some of them launched their chatbots, right? But they're afraid that people will be sharing their personal details here and there. Now it's voice. They may not understand my name right or whatever. Like, do you think banks are ready for customer service?
No, not yet. But it's time to start thinking about it. And they are doing it. Bank of America launched their chatbot. It was quite successful. But, it just has to be fixed. Like, it's not okay for a customer to wait for 40 minutes just on a phone, listening to their nice music, ringtone over there. Like, that's not nice at all. Like I hate that music afterward. So this should be fixed. And I think I would say even, that there is a reason why that person wasn't available for 40 minutes. Probably they're working on some, I assume, low-hanging fruits that AI can automate. People, they're still there. They will be there for, many more years to come. I just, those first entry, easy use cases, they should be automated because they will free up time of those agents, especially in the peak times. Because, if something happens, like I was flying with Lufthansa in Amsterdam, and then they cancel all the flights. Or the same recent experience with CrowdStrike, like issue with the computers in the US with Windows, the updates. And like, it's impossible to reach your airline to get some response because sometimes I need to some custom response. So I think the peak times are the crucial because then you can actually handle a lot of this first line easier cases and your people can focus on more complicated cases and you can provide really good experience even in those peak times.
And that's what many of our customers were shocked about, right? When we were like before we start the project, we always go through the discovery phase. And we try to analyze what are the most popular requests and what are happening. If they do not have this information available already, we go through them. And it turns out sometimes that 70% of all of the conversations are really basic stuff like, what are your working hours? That's okay question to automate even for the bank, right? Or like scheduling the appointment, right? So those really basic conversations can take up to 70% of real customer service agent time. So those 30% of really angry customers of yours that have really specific, more complicated questions are never being answered because you just take care of this really basic stuff. So with voice, I think the approach should be exactly the same. By automating this first line, analyzing what we can and cannot, and that's okay, you cannot automate everything, but it will free up your team's time so much. And you'll see just better feedbacks for your customer service, I believe. Before we dive into other topics, maybe it's a good time to actually show the experience right now because we're talking about how it changed and stuff, but people will not believe us. So we will not cut this demo especially for you, right? Okay. So it'll be a real time, real world, and let's hope it works.
Yeah. So now we would like to do a demo on RealTime API from OpenAI. So we used an SDK released by OpenAI to do this quick demo, and we will be adding a link to it as well. So let's get into it.
Hey there, how's it going?
Hi, it's going pretty good. We would like to do a demo of how this real-time API works. So can you tell us what can you do?
Absolutely. I can help you test real-time voice capabilities. I can converse with you.
Yeah, we know what you can do. Can you tell us the weather in New York right now?
The current temperature in New York is 11.7 degrees Celsius, with a wind speed of 15.2 kilometers per hour. How's that for a quick weather update?
And what is the weather in the coldest place on Earth right now?
Oh, are you asking for the weather in the coldest place on Earth right now? That would typically be Antarctica. Let me find out the current conditions there. In Antarctica right now, the temperature is a chilly negative 45.5 degrees Celsius.
Very good. Can you remember this?
Got it. I've remembered the current weather in Antarctica for you.
And also remembers it's Nazar and Max that's talking, and I'm Nazar that's speaking right now.
Got it. Nazar. I've remembered both your name and Max's.
Why I am other username, not username?
Whoops, sorry about that. Let me correct that for you. You are Nazar, and I'll remember that Max is the other person.
Oh.
Thanks. Got it. I've noted. Got it. Is there anything else you'd like to explore or any other questions you have? I'm here to help.
Yeah, we actually would like, can you speak as fast as you can? Very, very fast.
Absolutely. Here I go, talking as fast as I can. How's this? Am I speaking quick?
That's good, but can you speak Ukrainian?
Так, звичайно. Я можу говорити українською. Чим я можу допомогти вам сьогодні?
How about Spanish?
Claro que sí. Puedo hablar español. ¿Hay algo en particular?
Muy bien.
Qué bien. ¿Hay algo más que te gustaría saber o probar? Estoy aquí para...
Okay, speaking English, and let's simulate a conversation between an bank customer service assistant and me as an angry customer, joined by my friend of an angry customer, Max.
Who is even more angry?
All right, let's set the scene. You're both calling the bank's customer service, and I'm the representative. Here we go. Hello, and thank you for calling your bank's customer service. My name is Alex. How can I assist you today?
Hi, Alex. So I actually was doing a lot of shopping today, and my credit card was blocked. Can you help me?
I'm really sorry to hear about the trouble with your card, Nazar. I understand how frustrating that can be. Let's see what... I understand this is frustrating. Let me take a look at your account. Can you please verify your identity by providing your full name and the last 4 digits of your credit card number?
Sure. My name is Nazar Hembara, and the last 4 digits are 1111.
Thank you, Nazar. Let me check your account details. It appears that your card was blocked due to suspicious activity. I can help you unblock it. I'll just need to ask you a few security questions.
Yeah, thanks. Go ahead.
Thank you for verifying your identity, Nazar. It looks like your card was blocked due to unusual activity. Let me unblock it for you. This should only take a moment. Pause as if working on the system. All right, your card has been unblocked. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
Can you do the same for Max?
Of course, Max. Max, could you please provide your full name and the last 4 digits of your credit card number?
So my name is Max Smith, and my last digits are 0123467889.
Thank you, Max. I appreciate your patience. Just to confirm, the last 4 digits of your card number are 7890.
That is correct. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Max. I've located your account. I see that your card was also blocked due to security concerns. Let me take care of that for you right now. Short pause as if updating the system. Your card has been unblocked, Max. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Thank you so much. You were great.
Yeah, thank you so much. You're very good. Thank you for all your help.
You're very welcome, both of you. I'm glad I could assist. If you have any more questions or need further assistance in the future, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great...
I think it's pretty good.
I think it was really good because a couple of things that I noticed, again, from those 3 things that I mentioned at the very beginning, from 0 to 1 that I feel is happening with the latest voice AI. First of all, the speed of reaction.
speed of reaction.
Oh, it's listening again. Maybe let's stop her. No, it's a private conversation. The speed of reaction was really good, as well as I really liked the speed of how it got the weather. And the question that you asked about was the weather in the coldest place on Earth. So while thinking, was responding, right? She was running, all right, you're asking about the coldest place. It seems to be Antarctica. And meantime, it was actually checking the weather there and sending the API call to the weather API that is connected there. It's amazing.
And you tried to trick it with like giving 10 digits, and it just remembered the last 4. You should check if it was right, but it was impressive. Like it on the fly so fast and understood. It wasn't like, it's the old school systems. They would say, no, I asked for 4 digits. Like, could you provide 4 digits? Like that?
That's really, and it did that all automatically, right? We didn't have to reprogram it manually. So that's amazing. And then another thing that you should have noticed in this bottom right part of the screen is it was remembering some parameters of the conversations, like you asked it to remember for the weather in Antarctica or whatever, and it did that. So after that, we pretty much have it in our code, and we can send it anywhere to our CRM or any other place. That's amazing.
It's pretty good. Nice test.
Yeah, agree.
So this will be in a link attached to this video, or do we just go realtime.botscrew.net, not .com? You can try it by yourself.
Awesome.
Don't use it too much because it's 25 cents per minute for us. So please be concise and speak to it. Thank you so much.
Like going through challenges, what other challenges do you see right now of the technology like that? So why I don't want to use it now? Or when I have to wait? What do you think?
That's a good one. So I think it's good to actually start now, but don't have too high expectations about it, because it's still new, it's still in beta. And so what I can say, pricing seems to be a bit, on the pricey side of it.
Yeah, that's true.
So from what OpenAI shared is like, they are still pricing it based on a number of tokens. But if you translate or estimate it into a minutes of a conversation, it's like 6 cents per any incoming. So everything you say to the model, and the response is around 25 cents. So it's around $15 per hour, which is close to a minimum wage right now. But the reality is, it's interesting from our tests, is when we were actually adding more prompt to it and more instructions, more text, it actually was much more expensive than that. We got to a 15-minute conversation and it costed us $20. So it's like $80 per hour versus $15.
So please do not use this demo too much, because we are paying for every single message.
We put a limit there, actually. That's a few hundred bucks. We put a limit there.
That's great.
But it actually would be quite expensive. So we put individual limits too. The other one is, the second one is actually this lower performance when you are, adding too much stuff. So you really need to think about the speed of response from third-party APIs, because then it will, damage the experience. The voice-to-voice model can be really fast, but if you're waiting too long for a weather API or something else, it can actually slow down.
All right. So now, I think we discussed banks and stuff like that, but they're big companies. They have money. They can pay that.
Yep.
Do you think small businesses right now should be interested in voice AI and real-time API? Or should they just, hey, we're still picking our phones and answering the questions because we didn't have the money? You mentioned this $15 per hour, right? Is it worth it? No?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. For small business owners that are still picking up a phone by themselves or having a receptionist, I think it could be a game changer, because it can instantly answer all of the incoming leads and capture their information. So we are talking about traditional home service companies, for example, or any service companies that are providing a quote as a first step, so they can capture all the lead information. Let's say it's a roofing company, so they ask, what's your address, what actual work you need to be done, and then schedule an appointment so somebody can actually come and visit. That's how all of them work. And this is like a low-hanging fruit. I don't think they should be developing by themselves. There are many products that are launching like this. There'll be more that will be utilizing, I think, RealTime API. But this is something I think we will see a lot in the next 6 to 12 months in actual usage.
Yeah, I agree as well. Because like when you're a small business, you concentrate on building a business, right? You cannot work 24/7, right? And like for home service companies, for roofing companies, a lot of their time is being spent on actual customers, like locations, on actual roof. So it's even dangerous to pick up the phone every time. You become nervous and like, hey, right? So it's dangerous. So please use voice automation, and you can just you can connect it to your actual phone number, maybe like a second phone number or something like that. So people will call that phone number, and this nice AI, really fast, really quick, 24/7 will kind of greet them and actually answer all of the questions. Because remember, like we can train this based on all of your business data. We have a product actually that helps you to just put the link to your website on the product. Then our AI agent reads the whole website, and knows about your company a lot to be able to answer the questions and qualify the leads and actually convert them into potential customers while you're sleeping. So we already have that with text, and I think adding that even to that product to voice already can be a game changer. We just have to figure the pricing. Actually, from that, maybe you remember the latest numbers because maybe some people won't believe that the chatbot even on the website can generate and convert leads from visitors. Like, what were the latest numbers that you see with our clients of this product, NoForm AI?
Yeah, so for everybody listening, go to NoForm AI and sign up. We'll be adding voice soon, so you can actually sign up for a private beta of voice. But the results are pretty good, actually. So from one of our longest customers that we've started over 12 months ago, year ago, we've got over 1,000 leads in this 12 months as a small company, small business.
Purely by the chatbot.
And it's additional 1% of conversions from their website. So they still were getting leads in their old way, like filling up the form. But there's also a chat where people were asking a question first, and then chatbot was qualifying them, asking all the extra questions. And it's like 1,000 extra qualified leads or additional percent from conversions that they've got.
So when you say additional 1%, so it means like, for example, their conversion rate on the website was 0.5%, 1% or whatever. And then by adding the chatbot, they now have 2%. All right.
That's right. That's correct.
It's like double the amount of leads. Right?
Yeah, because we had an interview recently, and my first concern was like, maybe just leads, coming here instead of your form. But the reality was the actual amount of leads has increased in total. So it's a good sign.
Yeah, and also like from voice perspective and benefits, what I see and what I'll be telling more and more of customers that we have is that for many of our customers, their website is not their core driver for business, right? So not all of their potential customers actually go to their website. They never reach there. So there are plenty of businesses where they are used to just call, not go to the website. So we had this whole campaigns that we had to do with some of our clients to tell all of the potential clients and clients of that business that, hey, go to our website and talk to our chatbot. So we had this IVR that was pushing them to the chatbot. I think it was annoying for some of customers, right? And it's just another effort that the business has to make to somehow push your customers for calling to the website. Now you don't have to do that, right? It seems like with this technology, it's already there, and it can answer with the same speed, with the same accuracy, with the same automation rates.
Yeah, as a good example is are actually local businesses that are using local ads from Google. So when you're advertising on Google Maps, when somebody's is looking for home renovation, repair services, window cleaning services, etc., everything that needs this conversation and a touch where you cannot fill a form and get a service like not transactional, but service businesses, Google is actually deprioritizing those companies that are not picking up phone fast.
Yeah.
So when somebody found your roofing company in an ad, is calling, and then Google knows that, you didn't answer, you didn't pick up the phone, your ads will not be showing up. Especially, I think the same works probably for the organic because they can track it. So if you can answer it instantly, capture all the information, it will help to get a better performance from your ads, from your marketing.
And actually, it reminds me of the story of a chatbot that we built for car dealerships in the US, and it was the same problem that when you Google for a car dealership, for example, they have this kind of name and then map, this small thing on the right of the browser, and they have this response speed, right? Response time. And when we added chatbot right to Google, because you can add chatbot to Google for Business, right? So it's right there, so people can text you exactly there. It was saying kind of immediate, or 1 minute, and that what helps people even it will push people to actually text you because they know you will answer right away. And for dealerships, of course, it's important because they will get an actual customer. If I break my car somewhere, I want to call the closest service shop and actually get it fixed.
Yeah, but there need to be a balance because in many situations, people might get annoyed if they get an answer from an AI assistant. And from OpenAI policies, it's also important to mention, you actually have to say it's an AI answering you, or it should be clear from a context.
Yeah.
So if somebody's calling, is that situation, they really damaged their car, I don't know, and you're calling a service to get help, and there's AI answering, first reaction right now might be pretty annoying for many people. So I would think carefully about the use cases on that.
Yeah, that's true.
On that point, what do you think about outbound? Because I hate this call. This AI is calling me.
I love them.
Yeah, what do you think? Will it explode right now? We'll have more of these calls like this?
Yeah, I think unfortunately, yes. This is what I see even right now, what type of leads are coming our way sometimes, because we get plenty of different requests of type of chatbots that I want to build or voice bots. And I see more often now people who are trying to build outbound calls to doing promotion. Typically, I just reject those type of things because I don't believe this is a good way of utilizing AI. I don't want to live in the world where every second I am getting the phone call from an AI agent, even if it speaks great experience, I can interrupt it, whatever. I don't want to do that because I'm annoyed from real outbound calls, right? And now if you automate that, it's just not the world that I want to live in. So I'm sure there should be some policies, and already there are some policies, I believe, not everywhere. And I'm getting automated voice calls right now from plenty of companies I don't know, and I'm really annoyed. I would never buy anything from the company if I'm getting the calls like that, especially if it's automated.
Yeah, I hate it as well. But in US, it's right now illegal. So
yeah,
BotsCrew is not developing any outbound calling AI assistant and voice bots. It's actually illegal, and it's very smart. You cannot, there are a few exceptions, but you cannot call just random number list with automated AI calls. And I think the whole industry should do something about this and not let outbound calls be actual thing, because I think our phones will become useless.
There was
immediately.
The thing that I heard, that everyone at some point will have their own AI agent, right? Personal assistant. And our AI agents or personal assistants will be calling each other, right? So when I'm busy, for example, you reach out to my AI assistant and you're busy. So you ask your AI assistant to call my AI assistant to schedule an appointment, and they will figure that out. So I think that will be the way to protect ourselves from that in a way.
Yeah, I will just have my AI agent who will be negotiating some stuff with this outbound calling. And if I'm actually getting some good deals, exactly. I'll be saying, hey, I've negotiated a new car for you. It's 30% off the market
the
price.
Whole industry of those type of agents.
Yeah. Negotiators for this.
Exactly right.
Have some AI Grant Cardone, fixing stuff for you and finding good deals.
Yeah, and he will have his own YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, of course.
Generating content. What do you think about content generation with AI? Do you use it a lot? In general, video content,
This is not AI generated. It's real.
Yeah.
I think it's helpful. It's helpful, but not as content generator, but more like content generation accelerator. So I can put my thoughts into it and, just get a nicer version of it. I'm not a native US, like American or English speaker. And we work, 90% with American customers. And it's just, sometimes I can adjust my tone of voice or language I'm using, provide me some feedback. So I think it's useful in acceleration, but content creation, it's like content you can see is like ChatGPT-ish kind of like, content. So no, I don't believe it can generate really good content, but accelerate your content.
It gets better, actually. It gets better now. You cannot see what's AI generated and what's not. They're not just using ChatGPT. They're using specific tools like vertical AIs that do that.
But it depends, because like what's AI generated? If you put a whole article and ask ChatGPT to make a couple of, changes to it, it still will be AI generated, right? But it's very different because you wrote the whole thing and just ask to make the changes. If you write a really detailed prompt with all the details and then provide a couple of, comments, well, it's AI generated, but in reality, it's generated by you because you did all of this, prompting and suggestions and changes. So I'm skeptical of this, like AI that just types, generate me an article to post on my website, and it will be
number one in SEO ranking.
Yeah. And it's like, of course, like it's done. No, this is not. It's coming. This, I think it's going. I agree with you that it's developing fast and probably will be there soon. Like, because you can do for SEO, you can do keyword analysis. You can compare it to what's working, what's engaging. You can put it. So it's getting better, but it's still not there in my opinion because it's losing a personal touch if you fully automate it.
I agree, and I hate. Sorry, I should not say that, but I hate AI generated images and pictures.
Yeah.
I just hate them. No. Back to voice. What do you think are the use cases that we should not go for with AI, voice AI, today? For example, we talked about long-hanging fruits, customer service. We talked about sales, kind of lead generation. What are the concepts and use cases we should not do?
That's a nice one.
Outbound was one of them, of
course.
We have
one.
Yeah, we have one.
I think it's more about the expectations. You probably agree with me, but have like lower expectations, not really automating full end-to-end processes with it because it's just not there. In the meantime, it's a good time to start automating it, one by one. So what I mean by that is like if you have, let's say, some job like, mortgage agent, right, that receives phone calls and talks and is doing sales for mortgages, right? It's also usually big checks and it doesn't make sense to fully automate it, but there's probably some part of works that could be automated. Like you can put respond 24/7 or take an initial intake of a form, somebody interested, and still connect with a human, but not have an expectation that you can have full, for example, a sales agent for mortgage companies that will be doing everything end to end. It can automate part of work now. Because if you would have those expectations, for right now, most likely the experience would not be good. It should be an iterative process. So you should start small and just iterate and see what's working.
That's interesting, actually, that you say that. I understand the point, but like, what I remember is our conversation with the potential customers of ours. We were in San Francisco, and he was talking to us about the real estate market and how he believes that people will buy houses, never actually seeing the house, never having a person involved, right? Because that was his vision back then, 5 years ago. And we were talking about chatbots being part of that, of course, voice agents, then AR, VR headsets, right? So we can see this house, right? So it speaks to you, show me this room, show me that room. It actually shows me the room. And then I just click, I don't know if I have this much money on my bank account right now, but buy, and it's kind of ready. It's yours. You think it's not yet there? Do you think we should not even be pursuing that? Do you think it's too optimistic? Would you do that?
Well,
would
I
you?
can give you the most MBA kind of answer. Like, it depends.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because if you are a real estate investor, and the numbers are good, your monthly return on investment is good, mortgage is good, you have somebody who can sublease it, for example, stuff. You don't actually need to see an apartment. And you have many, like, you're not emotionally attached at all.
Yeah.
It's just purely a financial decision for you. Doesn't make any sense to go there. Yes, you can do it. If you are a first-time home buyer,
Of course.
you're taking a loan for another 30 years, like mortgage, 30 years you'll be paying this house. You can see your family, kids, maybe your grandkids there. No way. Like, I don't know. You were buying some real estate. I was buying a house recently. Like, I wanted to go there. I wanted to see place.
The neighborhood.
I took my parents to it. I asked them for advice. Like, what do you think? We spent like some time there before making a decision. So I don't see myself ever actually making this decision like without actually going there. So even if VR is perfect and voice is perfect and everything,
Maybe this whole thing is VR.
you are not. Yeah, that's a very different story. Then.
But another topic.
Another topic. But then it doesn't make sense for me just to go there and see. Maybe in some exceptional situation, but I don't think this is some of the ideas I don't really believe.
For me, what I agree with here, like actually everything, but where I see myself being able to do such a thing is I'm extremely wealthy.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I don't have time to visit those places. I just have my VR set. I wouldn't even do the VR set because for now I don't like VR sets. I'll just buy the place. Having even AI consultant, whatever. As soon as it's kind of, I'm not afraid it's not illegal. It's an actual house, so I have some proof it's an actual house. It's not just something virtual out there.
I think it's all connected to the check and how important it is to you.
Yeah.
So people, it's a big amount of money for them. They want to see it, they want to feel it, they want to talk to a human to actually understand and learn more about it. So I think it's just like really rare cases that people will be buying stuff like this without talking to anyone.
Yeah, I agree.
So Max, we talked about automating customer service. We've talked about not doing outbound. What are other use cases you think where voice can be a real game changer in the near future?
Yeah. So again, if we're talking about real world today, I think another low-hanging fruits are those jobs that kind of requires hands-free experience for you to be able to do things. For example, warehousing. Mm-hmm. So I am typically picking something here and there, something like I'm always busy, right? So it's just impossible for me to, or annoying at least for me to put this box down on the floor, have my phone, find this thing that I'm looking for example, where this item is located, whatever, where should I put it, right? And instead of doing that, getting annoyed and even kind of lifting more, it's good to lift more, but not not always. So you can just have your voice assistant always here, right? Just regular headphones should do the thing, right? And your phone. And calling this voice agent somehow, it can be through Siri, it can be through any other interface, and just ask, hey, I have this box with this product, where should I actually place it, whatever, which place in our warehouse. And jobs, like we already mentioned, we're on the roof, we're fixing something, or I'm fixing the car, and I need something right here, right now. It's just annoying again to get my phone picked, type something. Sometimes I have gloves on, sometimes it's cold outside, so I can even not do it, right? Because the cold, like I have to take off my gloves, I get my finger freezed, right? So I think we have to look into those areas a lot, because it will be extremely helpful for them. It will not be just a convenience, like even customer support. Sometimes you can kind of get this faster response, but it's up to, like we already discussed, safety reasons. So that's the one that is really obvious, and I believe we should push hard on to get there with voice. Yeah.
That's a very good point. I was in May, with our customer at this largest oil refinery.
Yeah.
As they were doing, the maintenance of the whole thing. That was incredible. Like 1,300 people coming in for like 4 weeks and just rebuilding. It's 3 weeks, rebuilding everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was there on the field for a week, was a client. It resonates a lot because you're doing a lot of work and you're then making some pictures or writing down some stuff because there's a lot of procedures you need to follow. So if you are, in a worker in an industrial, like a welder, for example, and you're doing your work, but that you need to follow some procedures, having your own personalized voice agent is very convenient because you can ask immediately, like for some questions, like where is a specific instrument, for example, and you can provide you this, you don't need code to get any sort of interface to get it. But also you can just by voice filling up the documents you're doing computation, just making sure, I'm doing the procedure X, it took that time to me. This is completed, all this stuff. So you actually having your own voice log that is smart and is connected to what you're doing. And I think this can be a real game changer for companies like this.
Yeah, I completely agree here. And like, I think 3 years ago or something like that, we were discussing this concept already with a big oil company, let's say, because people who are fixing stuff, if they do things wrong or like they pick their phone and not at the right time, they can just die. We'll put it that way. So we're talking about AR plus voice at the same time, right? So which tool I have to use to fix this, right? And it's looking at the screen. The AI understands that and answers you. Yeah. So I think that's a bit later on, but
you talk about AR. Do you know what was the craziest example I just saw recently? Some guys from I think from San Francisco, students, they built together a prototype. So you have these AR glasses from Meta, like Ray-Ban glasses, but they somehow crack it so they really stream in real time everything you see, like a server, computer, whatever. Yeah. But what they did, it was crazy. Like you go on the street, you see a person, as they stream, the pictures of that person, and then there's like websites where you can find a person by its photo. So they're finding what's the name of this person, and then basically like Googling, it's so creepy. It's so creepy. Like they're like finding information about this person, like who it actually is, like recent news, what they do in its work, and then it starts a conversation saying,
it's like a movie.
Hey, you John, like you work as a physician in this kid's hospital, right? And
that's crazy.
And everybody's just like, wow. And they're saying, I read your recent article on XYZ for that. I was like, oh wow. I'm your fan. This gets so creepy, but it's just, tells you everything they found.
And it's already there. It's already built.
It's like prototype for that. It's like prototype because it's like stitched, with some really just prototype of that. But video went viral on LinkedIn because everybody was like, this is insane,
And another topic on the ethics of use of AI as well as the video technology, this glasses that always can record. So it can be a whole other podcast series about that because there are plenty of things you can do.
Yeah. Just I think this RealTime API just brings many of the use cases that were not possible just, a few months ago. And they're just becoming possible. And it would be easier and easier with the time. As we see models or, price of LLMs is getting cheaper, is getting better. And we see, that it will be there for at least another few years.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Yeah. So let's maybe finalize this. And the question is, new companies that wants to start using voice AI, what do you think, what should be the next steps? How they should approach building their first AI agent?
I think for me it's almost the same like building any product or any AI agent. It always starts from understanding really well what is the business problem that you have and you need to solve. It has to be small typically to start with, right? Where voice would be the best interface. So it always starts there. Then after you get a couple of ideas of what this can be, and you believe that voice and conversational interface is the best to solve this idea, then you start connecting these dots. So you take one idea. Of course, you start with some discovery phase where we try to analyze how this business process looks like today, what are the conversations and how they look like today, what is the part that we definitely can automate, for example, with this voice agent, right? We put all of that together into some sort of roadmap, and actually start with a proof of concept where we have to find one thing that we're still not sure about in this whole concept. And if that thing works, then the whole project will work. So we start with that proof of concept, do it. Typically it can take like a month or whatever, maybe even less than a month. We did that many times for many of our clients. And just give it to real world users for beta testers and see how they respond, have some sort of feedback mechanism, and just try it. After the proof of concept, during this beta, typically you see things that you wouldn't imagine when you start, right? So you see feedback that like, wow, some people really like that I never thought about, or some people are really annoyed by this, or some people are asking this type of questions in this way, right? So get to the market as soon as possible, at least to that beta tester group as soon as possible, in order to see an actual expectation from this voice AI agent that you can concentrate on fixing in order to automate the whole business process, right? Again, like with every technology, I believe that there are always, we know that because we were, when chatbot started and became a thing, everyone wanted a chatbot. I don't know for what it will solve and why I need it, but I just definitely need it because I have a budget this year. I have to spend it there, right? So not the right approach. In my opinion, again, understand and analyze what are the business processes that this will influence the most, lower hanging fruits, as we mentioned. Choose that and really quickly build that first prototype.
Great. Good point. Well said. Yeah. Just adding on top of it, it's just focus on a problem, not a solution. So it's, problems, they are there, they were there. The only things that changed, we have new solutions. So just think of the problems that now is the time maybe to solve them with this. And 100% agree with you. Just start as soon as you can with the shortest time to market, time to value, and then iterate, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And it seems like, there's a podcast we listen, right? Somebody said it. It's like 90s for the internet. Like everybody was launching their websites, and those websites look pretty ugly, or just had a phone number or like physical mail address. But it was still a good move in the right time. You just have to start. Like you have to launch. Like they evolved over time. Probably we're the same with AI agents. It's very early. It's just I think every company needs to launch their AI agent, text, and voice. It should be multimodal, and start experimenting with it. See how customers, how their users interact with it, and iterate with it.
Yeah, and it's really important to understand that things are changing really fast, right? Where like right after OpenAI launched GPT, they were progressing with extremely fast speed and pace. It's if you're not there, if you're not listening, if you're not doing something and experimenting, you'll be left behind really fast. Again, in my opinion, and it's just amazing what are the possibilities today with voice as we have it. Final question to you: how BotsCrew can use voice AI? Because we always talk about it, but we have the chatbot on our website, so we believe in the conversational interface and the benefits of it, and we prove it by having it on our website. Do you think we should build a voice agent?
Yeah, I think the first step, we've done it already. This real-time demo, so we will put a link to it.
That's our proof of concept.
Yeah, proof of concept. Very thanks OpenAI. We used your SDK for this one to speed it up. But the next step, I think, just have a phone number, put it there. Specifically for us, just a lead capture for us, who can answer questions about us, what we can do, what our process is, and ask a few questions and send us, an email, schedule an appointment. So we don't see it as fully automating our work. It will not be developing an actual chatbot in the background. But I think next logical step is AI phone agent that will capture leads for BotsCrew. What do you think?
Totally agree because we are in Europe. majority of our clients are US, Canada. When we sleep, they want to call us.
Yeah.
But we don't respond
Even though
ourselves.
our calendars are till like 8, 9 p.m. here.
Yeah.
Still.
So we gather those leads from our chatbot and our forms, but having the phone out there, call us anytime. We're here to consult you and what would be the next steps and even give you a price quote right away. I believe that this thing can do it already quite good.
So let's finish it and call our third founder, our CTO, and ask him to build this.
So until the next podcast, just to frame the task, until next podcast, we'll already have that phone number on our website and people are calling us.
So Ole, if you're listening to this podcast, and I hope you are, we just promise that the voice bot should be there till the next one, and it's in 2 weeks. So
yeah, it's all public. So
yeah, it's a company brand. Sorry.
All right. So then it was fun.
Yeah.
Any ending words from you?
No.
All right. Great. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks so everybody who was listening till the end. It's really the first time we are doing this, and we really would appreciate if you can share your feedback. If it's good, please do it in the comments. If not, please share it privately so we can improve.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And please also share what are the topics that you would like, if any, if you would like to hear from us, like what would you like to discuss. Yeah. We plan to do it on some frequent schedule, and we would love to hear from you. What are the topics that you are interested in?
Yeah. I'm a big fan of this idea. Find 100 people that love your product, love your company, love your service, right? And then scale, and your company will be successful. You will be successful eventually. Find 100 people that love you, you'll be successful. I have one already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I think the vision here is to bring the same concept to this podcast. Again, first shared with 100 people we know well, we love them, hope they love us as well. So we really hope that you'll provide us with that feedback. Again, good feedback on comments, right? And bad feedback privately. We're just joking, but really appreciate the feedback. See what other topics we can explore here and be helpful to you, first of all.
Yeah. Thank you. Till next time.
Thank you. Cheers.